Lucius Annaeus Seneca was a Roman statesman and philosopher, among the most prominent advocates of Stoicism, a philosophy that seeks emotional balance and moral virtue as a path to a fulfilling life. In his essay on human brevity, Seneca offers us an urgent reminder of the non-renewability of our most precious resource, our time. He penned this work with the purpose of alerting us to the transience of our existence and encouraging us to seize each moment consciously. With that in mind, in this video, we will delve into the 10 key timeless pieces of advice that we can apply in our current society, drawn from Seneca's writings on time management. Number 1. Embrace impermanence. Seneca's first lesson invites us to recognize that life is fleeting and that we should seize each moment. In our current society, we often get caught up in future worries or past regrets, but by embracing impermanence, we are encouraged to live in the present more fully. How often do we find ourselves worried about what lies ahead? About the uncertainties of the future and the expectations we set for ourselves. We live in a culture that teaches us to plan, to project, and to worry about tomorrow. However, the consequence of fixating too much on the future is that we forget the value of the present moment. Seneca reminds us that life is a constant flow of changes. Nothing is permanent. Everything is subject to transformations, including ourselves. By embracing this reality, we can free ourselves from the shackles of the past and the expectations of the future, connecting with the essence of the present. Accepting impermanence invites us to cherish each moment as if it were unique, to value relationships, experiences, and the small joys that life offers us every day. There's no use clinging to past regrets or anxieties about the future. The past cannot be changed, and the future is uncertain. What we have in our hands is the present, and it is where we should place our attention. Embracing impermanence also makes us more resilient in the face of challenges. We understand that difficulties are temporary and that we can find strength within ourselves to overcome them. After all, just like everything in life, they too shall pass. In our contemporary society, where we are constantly bombarded with information, distractions, and pressure for immediate results, it's easy to lose sight of the beauty of the present moment. We are led to believe that happiness always lies somewhere in the future, in an achievement or a goal to be reached. But Seneca reminds us that true happiness resides in the ability to appreciate the present, to live fully in the here and now. Accepting impermanence is an invitation to slow down, to take deep breaths, and to connect with the present moment. It's a reminder that life is precious, and each moment is unique. We can learn to cherish the little things, like the warmth of the sun on our face, the smile of a loved one, or the taste of a cup of tea. These seemingly simple moments can become precious when we allow ourselves to live them fully, without distractions or worries. By accepting impermanence, we are invited to let go of the ties to the past, embrace the uncertainty of the future, and surrender to the present moment with gratitude and serenity. It's a valuable lesson that Seneca teaches us, a lesson that calls us to awaken to the beauty and ephemerality of life. May we, then, embrace impermanence as an intrinsic part of our existence and learn to live each moment with fullness and awareness. May we embrace life in its entirety, embracing change and cherishing each moment as a precious gift. Number 2. Do not postpone happiness. Seneca reminds us that life is short, and we should not delay our happiness. In a society that constantly pushes us to pursue goals and achievements, it's essential to remember that true happiness resides in the present moment and the small joys of everyday life. In our contemporary society, we are taught to relentlessly chase success, accumulate wealth, and achieve goals that promise us happiness. We believe that we will truly be happy when we reach a certain level, when we get that desired promotion, or when we buy that dream car. However, Seneca warns us of the danger in such a mentality. By postponing happiness to an uncertain future, we risk getting lost in an endless cycle of seeking and dissatisfaction. We fail to realize that true happiness is within our reach at every moment, in the little things, in the interactions with loved ones, and in the simple experiences of daily life. How many times do we catch ourselves thinking, "I will be happy when I lose those extra pounds, when I find the ideal partner, when I have a bigger house." But the truth is that happiness is not contingent on these external goals. Happiness is a choice we can make right now, regardless of circumstances. Seneca invites us to find joy in the present moment, to value the little things that often go unnoticed. It's the smile of a child, the embrace of a friend, the sunset on the horizon. These are the moments that bring meaning to our existence and connect us with the true essence of life. Not postponing happiness doesn't mean giving up on dreams or not striving for accomplishments. It simply means finding joy and satisfaction in the journey, in the path we tread. It's embracing the present, recognizing that life is a succession of moments that deserve to be lived fully. By adopting this mindset, we can appreciate each step of the journey, celebrate small victories, and learn from challenges. We are no longer trapped in a frantic pursuit of future happiness, but rather savoring each experience, each emotion that life offers us. It's important to remember that happiness is not a final destination, but rather a state of mind that we can cultivate every day. It's in our hands to embrace the present and find contentment in the simple things. By doing so, we become more grateful, more present, and more fully alive. Therefore, do not postpone happiness. Don't wait for the perfect circumstance to start being happy. Happiness is all around you, in the small joys of everyday life. Open your eyes, open your heart, and embrace the present. Discover the magic in each moment and find the genuine happiness you seek. May we, then, follow Seneca's wise lesson and not postpone happiness. May we live fully in the present, find joy in the simple things, and cultivate lasting happiness. For life is short and deserves to be lived with gratitude, love, and authenticity. Number 3. Be the master of your time. The Stoic philosopher urges us to be the masters of our own time. We live in an age of constant distractions, where social media and technology keep us connected all the time. However, we must learn to prioritize what truly matters, set healthy boundaries, and dedicate time to what we value. In a world filled with stimuli and demands, it's easy to get lost amidst the chaos of modern life. Every moment, we are bombarded with notifications, messages, information, and requests. Social media keeps us virtually connected, but often disconnects us from the present moment. Seneca reminds us that to be truly free and happy, we need to take control of our own time. We must learn to set healthy boundaries, say no to what doesn't add value to our lives, and direct our attention to what truly matters. Being the master of our time means being aware of our choices. It means recognizing that time is a valuable and finite resource, and it is up to us to decide how to use it to the best of our abilities. We cannot allow the distractions and urgencies of the world to dominate us, pulling us away from what brings us joy and fulfillment. To do this, we need to engage in self-reflection and identify what is genuinely important to us. What are our values, our goals, and our passions? By answering these questions, we can direct our time and energy towards activities and relationships that bring meaning and fulfillment. Furthermore, we need to set limits regarding technological distractions. While technology has brought many benefits, it also keeps us constantly connected and available. We must learn to turn off devices, disconnect from social media, and reserve moments for silence, contemplation, and genuine connection with ourselves and the people around us. By becoming masters of our time, we gain not only a sense of control but also the freedom to live according to our values and priorities. It's important to remember that being the master of your time doesn't mean being productive all the time. It means, above all, being conscious and intentional about the use of our time. It means setting aside moments for rest, leisure, and self-care, recognizing that we also need to recharge our energy and take care of our well-being. Number 4. Practice self-sufficiency. Seneca encourages us to seek emotional independence and not overly rely on external circumstances for our satisfaction. In a society marked by a frantic search for approval and validation, we must remember to find joy and contentment within ourselves. We live in a world where others' opinions often dictate our worth. We constantly seek external approval, be it on social media, in interpersonal relationships, or in the workplace. We worry about what others think of us, whether we are accepted and admired. However, Seneca reminds us that the true source of satisfaction and happiness lies within ourselves. We must learn to seek emotional self-sufficiency, finding joy and contentment regardless of external circumstances. Self-sufficiency doesn't mean isolating ourselves from the world or rejecting human connections. It means, above all, developing a healthy and empowered relationship with ourselves. It means recognizing that we are responsible for our own happiness and should not place our satisfaction in the hands of others. In a society where we are constantly bombarded with images of perfection and success, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that our happiness is contingent on external approval. But the truth is that this external pursuit is an endless cycle because we can never please everyone. We are unique beings with gifts and talents that are our own. By acknowledging our own worth, we free ourselves from the need for external validation and find true and lasting contentment. Practicing self-sufficiency also involves learning to deal with life's adversities and challenges independently. We know that we will face obstacles and difficulties along the way, but we should not allow these external circumstances to shake us. We must seek strength and resilience within ourselves, trusting in our ability to overcome. By practicing self-sufficiency, we are able to set healthy boundaries in our relationships, free ourselves from the constant need for approval, and focus on our personal growth. We learn to trust our own voice, our own choices, and our own intuition. So, I invite you to ask yourself, to what extent do you seek external validation for your happiness? Are you seeking others' approval to feel valued? Remember that you are enough on your own, with all your imperfections and qualities. Find joy and contentment within yourself, seeking emotional self-sufficiency. Learn to love yourself, to appreciate your achievements, and to trust your own journey. Find satisfaction and fulfillment within you, independent of external opinions. Be the source of your own happiness, for it is within your essence that true satisfaction resides. Number 5. Value time as your most precious resource. The philosopher highlights that time is the most valuable asset we possess, and it is irreplaceable. It's essential to reflect on how we use our time, avoiding wasting it on trivial or harmful activities. Today's society bombards us with distractions and procrastination, but it's crucial to remember that each moment is an opportunity for growth and learning. Time is a precious gift given to us each day. However, we often underestimate its importance and waste it on trivial activities, futile worries, or procrastination. Seneca reminds us that time is irreplaceable. Once it's lost, we cannot retrieve it. Therefore, we must value it as our most valuable resource. Each moment can be used meaningfully, whether it's for pursuing our goals, developing our skills, or strengthening our relationships. Time is a limited resource, and it's up to us to decide how to use it to the best of our abilities. Number 6. Abandon concerns about the future. Seneca warns us about the danger of excessively worrying about the future, as it prevents us from fully living in the present. In today's society, it's common to feel anxious about what is yet to come, but we must remember that the future is uncertain and that we should focus on taking care of the present, making the best decisions possible. Worrying about the future is a natural tendency of human beings. We want to feel secure and have control over what lies ahead. However, Seneca reminds us that the future is uncertain, and we cannot control all the circumstances that will arise. Our power lies in the present, where we have the ability to make decisions and act according to our values and goals. Contemporary society, marked by haste and the relentless pursuit of immediate results, pushes us toward concern about the future. We are constantly bombarded with messages that prompt us to plan, anticipate, and worry about what is to come. This generates anxiety and prevents us from fully enjoying the present. It's important to remember that the future is not under our control. We can make plans, set goals, and act in accordance with our objectives, but we must be open to changes and unforeseen events that life presents to us. By excessively worrying about the future, we lose the opportunity to fully live in the present, savor each moment, and find joy in the little things. Abandoning concerns about the future doesn't mean neglecting responsibility or ceasing to make plans. It means, first and foremost, recognizing that life is an unpredictable journey and that we must trust our ability to make the best decisions possible in the present moment. The future will come, but the present is where we find the true essence of life. Number 7. Practice material detachment. Seneca teaches us that excessive acquisition of material possessions does not bring true happiness and that we should learn to detach ourselves from the superfluous. We live in a consumerist society that often leads us to believe that happiness lies in possessing more things, but true wealth resides in interpersonal relationships and meaningful experiences. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded with messages that encourage us to acquire more things. Advertising, media, and the culture of consumerism make us believe that happiness is directly linked to the quantity of material possessions we own. However, Seneca warns us of the emptiness of this unbridled pursuit of belongings. Practicing material detachment does not mean living a life of deprivation or denying basic needs. It means, first and foremost, questioning the real necessity of the goods we desire to acquire and reflecting on the impact they have on our happiness and well-being. Often, we realize that accumulating possessions does not bring the lasting satisfaction we seek. True wealth lies in interpersonal relationships, in moments shared with the people we love. It is the meaningful experiences that bring us joy and enrich our lives. The time we spend with friends and family, the memories we create together, the deep conversations, and acts of love and generosity are true sources of happiness. By practicing material detachment, we also free ourselves from the burden and stress caused by excessive possession. The pursuit of more things often leads to constant dissatisfaction and an endless cycle of consumption. By detaching ourselves from the superfluous, we make room for what truly matters and brings us genuine contentment. We must learn to value what we already have, to appreciate the simple things in life, and to cultivate a mentality of gratitude. By redirecting our focus to what truly matters, we find a sense of freedom and fulfillment. We are not defined by what we possess, but by our relationships, our actions, and how we live our lives. It is important to remember that material things are transient and perishable. Meanwhile, experiences and human connections have the power to transform us and leave a lasting mark on our lives. By practicing material detachment, we make room for what truly matters and allow ourselves to live a more meaningful life. Number 8. Value simplicity. Seneca emphasizes the importance of a simple and uncomplicated life. In a society marked by complexity and information overload, we must learn to simplify our lives, focusing on what truly matters and letting go of what does not contribute to our personal growth. We live in a time where complexity seems to be the norm. We are constantly bombarded with information, tasks, and responsibilities that leave us overwhelmed and stressed. The world around us has become increasingly complicated, and we often feel lost amidst this complexity. However, Seneca reminds us of the importance of valuing simplicity. A simple life allows us to focus on what truly matters, on things that bring us joy and meaning. By simplifying our lives, we reduce stress, confusion, and the feeling of overwhelm. Valuing simplicity does not necessarily mean giving up all the conveniences and comforts of modern life. It means, above all, questioning what is truly essential and necessary for our happiness and well-being. It means letting go of excess and eliminating what does not contribute to our personal growth. By simplifying our lives, we make room for what truly matters. We develop clarity of purpose, directing our energy and resources towards areas that are most meaningful to us. We reduce the time spent on meaningless activities, toxic relationships, and trivial worries. Simplicity allows us to find time for self-care, reflection, and connection with ourselves and others. By eliminating excess information and distractions, we cultivate a sense of tranquility and presence. We find peace amidst the busyness of the world. It is important to remember that simplicity is not an easy task. It requires conscious effort, detachment, and prioritization. We must learn to say no to what does not contribute to our well-being and value the empty space that simplicity creates in our lives. By valuing simplicity, we also become more aware of the impact of our choices and actions. We begin to question excessive consumption, waste, and the environmental impact of our decisions. We value sustainability, ethics, and respect for our planet. Embracing simplicity, you will discover a lighter, more meaningful life filled with true happiness. Number 9. Embrace growth opportunities. Seneca encourages us to see difficulties and challenges as opportunities to develop our resilience and wisdom. In contemporary society, we often try to avoid facing adversities, seeking the easiest path. However, by embracing challenges, we have the chance to grow and evolve as individuals. In our journey through life, we encounter numerous difficulties and challenges. These are moments when we feel tested, facing uncomfortable situations and seemingly insurmountable adversities. However, Seneca invites us to view these experiences as opportunities for growth. In contemporary society, we often seek to avoid discomfort and pain. We look for the easiest path, the comfort zone, avoiding the challenges that arise in our path. However, by avoiding difficulties, we miss the opportunity to develop our resilience, wisdom, and inner strength. By embracing challenges, we have the chance to overcome ourselves, to expand our limits, and to discover our true potential. Each difficulty presents us with an opportunity for learning and personal growth. We can develop emotional resilience, adaptability, and the ability to cope with life's adversities. When we face challenges head-on, we build our confidence and self-esteem. We discover our ability to overcome and become stronger in the face of circumstances. Each obstacle overcome strengthens us and prepares us to face future challenges. Moreover, by facing difficulties, we gain wisdom and perspective. Through difficult experiences, we learn valuable lessons about ourselves and the world around us. We gain a deeper understanding of life and develop empathy for others facing similar challenges. It is important to remember that challenges are inevitable and are part of the human journey. By avoiding them, we miss the opportunity to grow and evolve. We must embrace difficulties with courage and determination, trusting in our ability to overcome. When faced with a challenge, it is essential to remember that we are capable of facing it. We can seek support from friends, family, or qualified professionals. We can learn from those who have gone through similar experiences. And we can trust in our resilience and inner wisdom to find solutions and move forward. Number 10. Cultivate meaningful relationships. Finally, Seneca reminds us of the importance of cultivating authentic and meaningful relationships. In an increasingly digitally connected society, we often neglect genuine human connections. We must seek deep connections and invest time and energy in people who truly matter in our lives. We live in an era where we are constantly digitally connected. We have access to a virtual world full of superficial interactions and connections, but we often neglect genuine human relationships. Seneca reminds us of the importance of cultivating meaningful relationships in our lives. Amidst commitments, responsibilities, and the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to get lost in superficial relationships or empty interactions on social media. However, the true richness of life lies in authentic and meaningful human connections. Cultivating meaningful relationships requires time, dedication, and emotional investment. It requires being present, listening with empathy, and sharing genuine moments with the people we love. It requires valuing and nurturing the bonds we have, whether with family, friends, or partners. By investing in meaningful relationships, we experience a sense of belonging and deep connection. We find emotional support, share joys and sorrows, and grow together. True relationships strengthen us, inspire us, and help us face life's challenges. However, it's essential to remember that not all relationships are equally meaningful. We must be selective and invest our time and energy in people who truly matter in our lives. It's not always the quantity of relationships that makes a difference, but the quality of the connections we establish. We should seek authentic relationships based on mutual respect, trust, and reciprocity. We should be willing to open our hearts, to share our fears and joys. True happiness lies in the connections we make and the memories we create with those we love. Thank you for reaching the end of the video. If you are new here, consider subscribing to the Fonte Infinita Inspiratio channel and immerse yourself in an ocean of knowledge, powerful reflections, engaging stories, and insights that will nourish your mind and fuel your creativity. Allow yourself to be constantly inspired by an inexhaustible source of ideas and perspectives that will drive your journey of self-development and personal growth. We will do our best to provide content that can add value to your life. We hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.